This short video is the second and last part of the introduction. It details the training's objectives, the planning to reach these objectives, and finally a short presentation of Straton which will be used during the whole training. So, the training starts from the theory. During the whole training we will do several exercises to illustrate what we are talking about. The first objective is to be able to have an overview of the standard and its content. At the end of the training, you will be able to navigate through the different parts of the standard and recover information more easily. After that, knowing the most important parts of the standard and what is a typical IEC61850 architecture, you will be able to create and configure an IEC61850 server. We will turn your PC or a Raspberry, for example, in an 850 server. As this is standard, any 850 client will be able to connect to it. On the server, some commands sent by the client will have to be managed in a certain way. This is what we call the control model. A select before operate, SBO, is one of those. You will be able to manage it through a state machine you will code by yourself. Finally, the objective is to be able to exploit the full capabilities of the server. Any server goes with a client, so following the same principle as for the server, we will create an IEC61850 client and connect to our server. At the end, also the IEC61850 client capabilities will not be a secret for you. The agenda to reach these objectives. First of all, we will quickly do a short presentation of Straton. If you never used it, or if you used it a while ago, I strongly recommend you to check the quick start guides we already created for you. We will talk about that at the end of the video. Then, I will show you the IEC61850 standard architecture and what are the most important parts for this training. We will see what a typical 850 network architecture is, how is a server configured through an SCL file, so there is also an associated SCL editor, what's inside it, what is this famous goose you probably already heard about. I give you a small hint, this is not an animal. What are the different control models on the server? If there is a server, there is a client. If there is a client, it can read data from the server, but also send commands to the server, so how to do it. And finally, the last parts are more specific. We will talk about certification, debug, and finish with typical questions and answers. So, a quick presentation of Straton. Videos and tutorials already exist for both the editor and the runtime. If this is not already done, you can download the editor from our straton-plc.com website in the download section. You have to think to check the product section, and in the download the editor page, there is a direct link to the PDF and video tutorials. On the runtime pages are also the PDFs and videos links, especially for the Raspberry, which is quite detailed. And for this training, except if you have a Raspberry runtime already configured, we will use the Windows runtime. This is used only for demo purposes, but it's a great help for the kind of exercises we will do. If you didn't get the link to the Windows runtime, then please think to contact us so we can send it to you, because we will have to use it. This is it for this short video. In the next part, several videos will focus on the 850 standard, which are the most important parts, how to navigate through the standard, what to find inside it, and finally, what is a typical 850 application. Thank you for your attention and see you in the next video.